What is going on, guys? My name is Commander, coach of Sylveon KC, and welcome to League Center for March 8th, 2017. We have an awesome show planned out for you. We have a lot of news to cover. We got awesome replays, no RCS play this week, sadly, and we have a very awesome interview with Matrix coach of Carolina Lycanroc. So without further ado, let's get into your news. Starting off, we're going to be covering a lot of leagues that I don't normally cover, just so that we can catch them up, because I'm still trying to figure out how to do all the matches and things. So, we're starting with HI Gold this week, point blank, keeping us updated as normal. So, here's the post-Week 5 standings. Some key things just to know. Melbourne Victini, 4-1 plus 10. I don't know why I burped. Carson and Arizona Diamond Store, 3-2 minus 1. 7th is Vamp and the Ontario Almost Stars, 3-2. Scotty right behind him. Point and the Winnipeg Blue Blastoise is 2-3. Carolina Cleffables, Panther, I believe, is 2-3. Chewy is sitting 0-5, minus 18 and 15th. Kill leaders, Galissapod actually has 8 kills with Vamp. Gyarados has 6 kills with Scotty. And sadly, Apom is not on the list. More PMU Gold news, weekly transactions. You can see that the Austin Apom Shady trades Gengar for Mimikyu. If the playoffs were today, round 1 would be Carson versus Shady, Noivern versus Seabass, Vampire versus Tesla, and Silva versus Kurt. Week 6 matchups is the Absols versus Lycanroc, is the Apoms versus Beedrills, the Diamond Storms versus Omastars, Farfetch versus Cleffables, Typhlosion versus Galators, Gyarados versus Rocktots, and Victini versus Point. Moving on to SOL, or Scrubs Only League. This league, you'll see 2 familiar teams. Airrock Tyron and Coach Braden is 2-0 plus 9, and the St. Louis Carvanas and Coach Halo is 1-1 minus 2. Whoever's the Metapod Mistakes, very fun name. We'll come back to that, potentially see some matches later on from SOL. That is Josh's league. If you remember the I don't know Jirachis and Coach Josh, that is his league. Moving on to the APA, something I really need to be covering more, but just haven't had the time. Trying to figure out how to do all these leagues is quite a challenge. So we have the standings so far after 4 weeks, I believe, which is the Trevenants and Infernapes right now are the playoffers in the Melmel Island Division. Montreal and, of course, Scotty 0-4. Chewy actually is leading his division as a kahuna, 1-3. And then New England Piplups, Coach Dr. Piplup, 3-1. Carbinks and Bolt Strikers, come on. Panther, I believe, if I remember right, in the Cleffables, 4-0, yet to lose. And then there's the Linoons, Carolina Caterpie, and Coach Corey, 2-2, Nashville Infernapes. And then at the bottom is the Beedrills, Diamond Storms, Ampharos, and Coach Dan. Elite for Dan. And that is your APA. PMU, I don't know if this league is still going on. I have it on the Discord list, so Point, let me know. Point. Someone, please. But here is it so far. Melbourne Victini and Coach Marcus, 5-0. Panther is 5-0. Tartiel is 4-1. Jock is 3-1. Fancy's 3-2. Kurt is 1-2. Dylan is 1-2. Dan is 1-4. Spinda, Drampa, and Carson all are 0 and some number. We have the GFL. This is KMJ's league. Some just key things to bring out. Volume is 5-2, while Metafritter is 4-2. Combat Mystic, coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, is 4-3. I didn't realize Combat was in there. Virgie is 2-4. KMJ is also 2-4. Insanely Hyper is 1-5. Comfey is 2-5. Mio, who is in the, you'll see coming up, the March Madness group, is 7-0. Fieldspar is 4-2. Mythlore is 4-3. Judo the Uno is 2-4. If you remember him back from the League Center, high jump kick is the only way missing, is the only reason you lose. Evie is 2-5, and Zwei is 1-6. TISA news, even though Big Bad at Matrix has happened, which Big Bad, due to personal reasons, had to forfeit the match. Super close to the end. The playoffs are, I believe, Ozzy right now, Ozzy, Braden, Primer, Commander, Sokka, Jayhawk, Matrix, and Combat. And we've been working a lot on Season 3 stuff, which looks to be super awesome. And Week 9 is happening right now. Moving on to the March Madness coaches. So, the Token Minorities right now is having a, or will be on March 25th, I believe, a tournament. And these are the coaches that we will be supporting. Jayhawk, coach of the Boston Weasels. Jornsey, coach of the Boston Bulbasaurs. Chili, coach of the New Jersey Yedivals. Hiker Toad, coach of the Boston Boleros. Sloppy Mexican, which we should have the show next week, hopefully. That or Jayhawk, coach of the Naruto Nuggets. Hunter, coach of the Houston Dynamos. Zorse, coach of Chelseadra FC. AJ, coach of the Toronto Blue Flares. Matrix, coach of the Carolina Lycanroc, which we'll talk about in the interview. Dash, coach of the Toronto Rapidash. RTK, coach of the Portland Timbers. John, coach of the Indiana Keldios. And Fitzblitz, coach of the Manchester Mareeps. Playoff race for Zastel is the exact same. It is Blue, Pedro, Cal, Twong, Big Bad, AJ, Techno, Oaks, John, and Bacon, with the wild cards Sky versus Dash and Ice versus 27. And the last thing to cover this news session is, so normally you know that there's usually a 10 a.m. upload that I normally like to do when I do my videos. Well, on League Center days I really can't do that. So what I'm going to be starting is a coach spotlight, and each week it's going to be one coach. It's going to be like a player bio, talking about leagues, talking about, you know, facts and championships and playoffs they've done. And then there will be an interview at the end of it, or on the second half, just asking questions, personal questions, getting to know the coach. Well, a battle of me facing off against their signature mons, which I won't know. Well, I'll just ask for like their 6 signature mons, and I'll build up a team that I feel like will work really well with the mons that I'm good at using. And yeah, it should be a really cool idea. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. If you have any ideas, please message me. I want this to be really cool, because similar to League Center, how it could blow up, you know, 3 or 4 months from now, how cool would it be to have a spotlight on A-Drive talking about him, or have a spotlight on George or Monatui. Those are my 3 favorite coaches in GBA, if you couldn't tell. So something like that, and it's easier to do that than to do a League Center interview. I feel like it'll bring a different audience, and yeah, you get the idea. So, without further ado, let's jump into your replays this week. There's a lot of really awesome replays. Welcome to your replays, right? Let's just make sure this works. Welcome to your replays for this week. We're starting off with Heat of the Week, and this is going to go to Twong, coach of the Vancouver Golducks, in the TISA Season 2 Week 8 match against Commander, coach of the Sylveon KC. And sometimes the Heat isn't offensive, it is defensive, and that is what we see here, hopefully. We do see it here, so slow down. So, this Ninetales is a very special Ninetales. It is a Assault Vest Ninetales, which completely walled Sylveon KC outside of what would have been a Scarfed Excadrill, but Excadrill wasn't a thing. But yeah, this thing can't do anything. Yeah, there goes Galvantula. That was a big threat to his team. But Twong, as I said, some of the sometimes the Heat is defensive side, and Twong did a very good job, and that ended up pulling off the victory. Moving on to the next replay, we have Zastel Season voice crack. Zastel Season 1 Week 10 match. It is Sylveon KC against Skyla, coach of the KC Charmanders, or the Kansas City Charmanders, and Mew, even though especially offensive, still can bring the offensive power. Mew is going to be setting up nasty plots like crazy here. As now it's going to be a jump. Psyshock taking out Sylveon. And then it's now going to be a jump into Rhyperior, and Fighting MZ Mew coming out of nowhere to take out Rhyperior. And that changed the title, and you'll see what happens after that here in a little bit. Moving on to the Peter Pants game for the week. There's two of them because we have no RCS play, so I doubled down on both. We have Logic Rhythm and Bree. Logic, coach of the Bikini Bottom Blastoise. Bree, coach of the Davenport Suicunes. This is IDL Season 3, a Week 3 match. And there's a reason why Jirachi's ability is Serene Grace. Jirachi going to take out Tapu Koko with Iron Head. One Iron Head. Flinch. Count your flinches, folks. Two Iron Heads. Flinch. Count your flinches, folks. And taking out Suicune. And if you see, it was Scarfed Jirachi, if you can tell. And if you see Logic, he's like, I'm sorry. But Bree's just having a... Bree's getting so close. Hold on. Excuse me, I sneeze loud so that all the pressure alleviates. So, that is Logic. And we have another close game. This is in the ICL. This is Matrix, coach of Carolina Lycanroc, against the San Diego Padregons and Coach Burn. And Alola Ninetales putting in the work. So Tapu Lele is going to be switching into Steelix here to take a Blizzard, not very nicely. And Blizzard, of course, going to be taking off Steelix. A jump at the Tapu Lele again, as it's a jump, sacking off the Infernape. And just enough for Starmie to come in. Dish off a Surf, taking out the Tapu Lele. It's going to be Salamence here, dishing off a Surf, which can totally handle that. Rock Slide, taking out the Starmie. And of course, Alolan Ninetales outspeeds Salamence. And then it came down to Scarfed Emboar. Could have won the game, but really close game between Burn and Matrix. Just making sure things are working pretty well. It looks like they are. Okay, moving on to your That Shouldn't Have Happened plays. We have Corey, coach of the Corona Caterpies, against Commander Coach Sylveon KC in a very, very great game. So off the bat, it's going to be a switch into Porygon 2 as a Volt Switch happens. Figuring out what the Porygon 2 set is. A switch into Sylveon here, because Sylveon can set up on Porygon 2. That's exactly what happens. Speed ties. Speed ties are everywhere. Because neither of us figured out how to speed tie properly. I was supposed to outspeed, and he wasn't supposed to outspeed. So, Psyshock, of course, is going to take out Sylveon. And, yeah, you get the picture, and just fast forward a little bit. Fast forward a little bit until Porygon 2 comes back in. Here we go. Porygon 2 coming back in. Tri-Attack. Every time... See, that Toxic Miss was huge, setting up a sub. Tri-Attack, doing damage. Calm Mind, setting up a Calm Mind. Tri-Attack. Crit, finally getting the fade. Hyper Voice, doing a lot of damage. And then Hyper Voice, thanks to Speed Ties. Yeah. Speed ties. And then last but not least, we have Commander versus Skyla, and this shouldn't have happened. Skyla, after taking out Rhyperior, it's a switch into Suicune because that's the only thing that can roar out. Thunder misses. And roaring out the Mew, so keep that in mind. That's one Thunder. Wait a little bit. Burning the Mega Scizor. Just wait, just wait. So yeah, I can totally not deal with that, but can't stall out Suicune. Jumping back into Mew to take a Scald, burning the Mew as well, synchronized burning the Suicune. That was probably bad on my end. So, Thunder misses! Dishing off another Scald. Wait. Thunder misses! Scald, and the burn, taking out Mew. So, that is all for your replays. I said there's no RCS play. There is no RCS play. We're going to move into your interview with Matrix, coach of Carolina LeagueCenter. It's a really awesome interview, so I hope you enjoy. We will see you then. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the second half of LeagueCenter this week, and as we've been trying to get for, I think, the past month and a half, we have an amazing coach. He is a TISA coach who right now is in the playoffs in a pretty secure spot. He is an ICL coach. He is a past IDL coach with... He's played in the playoffs in the IDL, and he is, I know he's some ISPL champion. This is, drumroll, click, Matrix, coach of Carolina LeagueCenter. Welcome, Matrix.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Matrix, and I am happy to be on this show.
We've been trying to get him for a very long time, but we got him pretty much at the perfect time, actually, in my opinion. We have a lot of awesome things to talk about. We have IDL, not IDL, IC, well, we do have IDL because we have Pick'em Crew, because he's part of the IDL Pick'em Crew with myself and Point and a bunch of others. We have the ICL, we have the TISA, which is really close to the playoffs, and Matrix is one of the 11 coaches, as you saw probably 10 minutes ago or so in the video, that we will be watching and supporting for the Token Minorities March Madness tournament. So, without further ado, let's get to all the numbers and teams and stuff. So, we're going to start with Matrix's TISA team, which right now, he is, well, he should be 6-3, plus we don't know whatever differential. He is facing Twong this week, and Twong is just battles for differential. However, without that being aside, Matrix is 5-3 plus 2. Even though some matches have been sad, he has came back in the second half of the season and kind of stuck himself into the playoffs very nicely. His team, as you can see on screen, is Victini, Florges, Cobalion, Blastoise, Mega Aerodactyl, Drapion, Porygon Z, Electros, Dusknoir, his, I would almost say trump card, in Torterra, which completely decimated combat, which is a very key thing to note into these playoffs, that Matrix has easily beaten combat. And then, of course, Matrix's signature mon in the Tier 1 side of Kyurem Black. So, Matrix, first off, you already know my thoughts. If you guys didn't watch the post-draft power rankings of the TISA, Matrix was number 1. His team is very, very good, and when he changed Snorlax for Porygon Z, it even made it better. So, Matrix, talk about your team. Talk about some of your mons.
Oh, man. When I first went into the draft for this league, when I was able to mascot Kyurem Black, I already knew that it was going to be a good league, a very good day when the draft happened. Starting with my 2 Tier 1 threats that I have in Victini and Kyurem Black, like those two put together are like very amazing offensive core, along with Mega Aerodactyl, which I'm super comfortable with, as seen in IDL Season 1 and 2, and having it in a few other leagues as well that I kind of joined, but then leagues died. But, you know, that happens every so often. Tier 2, of course, I got Florges, which, baby girl right there. I plan on hoping to utilize her more in playoffs big time, maybe even against Halo, all depends. Of course, my 3 Tier 3s, Valiant, Blastoise, and Porygon Z, which used to be Snorlax, as you said, but of course I traded. All 3 are very well. Cabalion's won me a match. Blastoise has been there every single match, because, you know, gotta get rid of hazard sometimes.
Mhm.
And Porygon Z is just a great special offensive mon. My two tier 4s, very great. Drapion, I've had a lot of experience with, of course. It was in my IPSL Season 2 D-League team. Electros is so-and-so mon. I've used it here and there. Desnor, of course, very good mon. And then, of course, as we all know, the mon I have fallen in love with this season of TISA, Torterra. Like, I am surprised how much work Torterra has put in. I don't even know how many kills it has probably gotten this season.
I question it because we made such a big deal that Matrix had Torterra at the beginning of the season, and everyone that Matrix has completely, like, Combat is the biggest one in my opinion. Combat just looked over Torterra and lost to Torterra. And you would have seen that in one of the league centers. Matrix got I believe he got the Arceus play of the week, just picking off Mons and destroying things with Torterra, which is not something you normally see, but Matrix does rather well.
Yeah, I'm usually, like, when it comes to, like, tier 4 and tier 5 mons, if there's a mon that I see that I think has great potential, I will draft it. Torterra was definitely one this season. IDL Season 2, that mon was Torkoal, because Torkoal actually put in some work for me then.
Mm-hmm.
That was before it got drought, of course.
Yeah, very true. Okay, moving on to your ICL team, which right now you're 0-2 -3, but as everyone saw in the Peter Pants game, a very close game against Burn. The team for Carolina Lycanroc in the ICL is Skarmory, Tapu Lele, Salamence, Crobat, Donphan, Emboar, Umbreon, Sceptile, Dusknoir again, Lantern, and Mega Steelix. And if you didn't watch the post-draft analysis that I did on the House Infinity channel, you would also know that Matrix was #1 on the post-draft analysis, and my comment was, when your Mega is the worst mon on the team, in my opinion, but he uses Mega Steelix very well. So I don't know. You can't say Mega Steelix is the worst mon on the team, but the team is super solid, and an amazing Week 2 match should get. I think it gives you a lot of momentum moving into Week 3. Wouldn't you agree? Talk about the fact that you got Tapu Lele and some of the choices you have in this team, which, in my opinion, I think is one of the best drafted teams I've seen in a very long time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so going into this draft, I did not know if Tapu Lele would be a mon I'd be able to grab. I created like 5 different draft plans just because I wanted to do very well in this season of ICL, try to prove myself once again. And when I saw the first 2 picks, and neither of them were Tapu Lele, I knew immediately that I had to grab Tapu Lele, because I could not let anyone else grab it. Of course, Kieran Black was on the board still at the time, but I wanted to try something new, get a little bit of a different team going than I usually do. I think I only drafted like 2 or 3 mons I've ever used before in Draft League. That being Donphan, Dusknoir, and Sceptile. And of course, as I remember hearing from your Week 2 power rankings, yes, Umbreon I will hopefully be bringing a lot more often.
Umbreon misses you.
I know. I'm sorry, baby girl. I'm sorry.
But I can't wait to watch some of your next matches in the ICL, as it does make sense that you haven't used some of the mons, and the more you use it, the more you are getting very comfortable with the mons that you're bringing. And I can't wait to see some of the matches coming up in the ICL.
Yeah.
We're just going to briefly cover IDL because it's not like we can really talk much about the Pick'em crew, because I do that anyway. So first off, if you did not see the power rankings for the IDL for week 3. Go on the House Infinity channel. It was uploaded yesterday or tomorrow when we're recording this, because I'm actually ahead of schedule for the first time in my lifetime. Matrix is... he has gotten every single lock right so far. He's 15-9, which is the best in the out of all the Pick'em crew. And week 4, is there any other matches you want to talk about? I will go over your picks. He's picked Fairnix to beat Mud, which after Mud's week 2, anything's possible. He has picked Carson to beat Danger. He has picked Dark to beat Corey. He has picked Shadow to beat Reggie. He has picked Vamp to beat Bree. He's picked me to beat Chewy, which I hope I can. He is locked Levo to beat Atlas, which I agree with. And he has locked Logic to beat Scotty. And we can all say if Logic loses this week, Logic has failed us yet again. Any of the matches you wish to talk about?
Let's see. I think definitely the one match I'm very excited to see this week in IDL. Definitely like the very top tier threats. Elm Street Dark Rise versus Corona Caterpies. I really hope Dark can pull through. Wait, who did I say? I forget. I said Dark, right?
Yeah, you said Dark.
Okay, I can remember. Yeah, I really want Dark to pull through because, like, he's got a really good team. But so does Corey as well. Like some of these matches I see, I know how good how good of a team Chewy has against you, Commander.
Yeah.
But I think seeing what you did last week.
Pulling an upset, and I don't know, you don't know, I'm not going to say the set. Well, actually, I can't say the set because I should be facing, when League Center goes up, I should be facing Chewy within the next 3 hours or so. And I have one set which is crazy as heck and should work amazingly. And I can't wait to show that off. When I showed it to 27, he's like, "You have to be kidding me." And then I showed him the team, and he was like, "Okay, I guess. But never again." And you'll see. I'll just put it this way. The more and more I am in leagues, the more stupid sets I bring that actually work. So I can't wait for the match. Chewy is an awesome person. He is a great battler, and I want to get revenge for the crap match I did last season against him, because it was bad on my end. But I'm ready to show that I'm a lot better. And so yeah, so for people on the channel that are wondering what match we're talking about, tune in Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. You'll see Commander versus Chewy in the IDL Season 3 Week 4 match. It is going to be a good one.
I can't wait for that, honestly.
And moving on to our last thing. This, I don't know if you want to call it episode. I don't know. Matrix is one of the 11 coaches, as I previously have stated probably 4 times by now, that will be competing in the Token Minorities March Madness Tournament. Matrix has a team of Mega Charizard X, Tapu Fini, Cobalion, I just burped very disgustingly, Decidueye, Crocodile, Cresselia, oh no, Swellow, and Armaldo. So, Matrix, talk about this team, and I'm not going to ask. Just talk about the team.
Oh, this team. Okay, so basically, there's been a mon that I've been using, like, not in any leagues or anything like that, that I've really grown to like. That he has done so much work. I think, like, he's got me, like, 33 kills and has only died 3 times. And that Mon is on the Mega Charizard X. Charizard X has done very good work for me, so I'm hoping in this tournament he can do something. Tapu Fini is definitely a new Mon that I'm trying out. I have not used it quite often. I know it's very good at what it does, definitely bulky. Of course, the Water Fairy typing goes perfectly great with the Fire Dragon typing.
Mhm.
Reason I don't have a Grass Steel typing is because I don't want that quad weakness to Fire, even though I got coverage for it every so often, but, you know, you just got to watch what you're doing. Cobalion, as we've seen in TISA, I have done major damage with. I'm super excited about using it. Decidueye is another new Mon. Usually if I had to pick one of the starters, I'd pick Primarina, but I wanted to try out some Decidueye, see how it plays out. We have our Z-Move user, Crocodile, aka Liability. And
Liability.
Liability. And reason why it's my Z-Move user is, 1, very versatile move pool. 2, besides Cobalion, probably my only other option for a Z-Move user. And 3, I am very comfortable with Crocodile. It was in my IPSL D-League Season 2 team, my championship team, but and then I'll skip over the next one. We're gonna move on. Swallow. I want to see how I do with this one. I've seen how other people play with it. I want to see if I can do a little bit of work here and there. Of course, Guts or Scrappy put in a lot of work. And Armaldo, as we have found out, I love using tier 4 and 5 Mons and seeing what potential they have, as we have seen with Torterra.
Yeah.
Now, I skipped over a Mon, and there is a reason for this.
And we all know why, but you need to probably explain to everyone else in the world. But if you know Matrix, you know what this one is.
Cresselia. I am, as one of my good friends in IPSL told me, they said I am addicted to Cresselia, and I think I agree with them a lot. Cresselia, I have used so often. IPSL D-League Season 2, it was actually my top killer, surprisingly. You wouldn't think that Cresselia would be a top killer, but out of all my Mons on my team, it was my main killer. Like, I don't know how, I don't know why. People just let me set up and just, like, destroy. And unfortunately for IPSL Season 3 main, let's just say, I don't want to talk about it. I did franchise Cresselia for IPSL Season 3, but, unfortunately, just with how, my matches and stuff played out, I just was not able to do what I did with Cresselia in D-League Season 2. But, like, this team, I'm super excited about using, especially since I got, like, some of my top threats that I ever used, and then, like, some new threats that I'm hoping I can put in some work with, and then, of course, just something that I don't usually use in League format that just puts in so much work out of League, just Zard X. Like, I'm excited. I already have a few nicknames for some of these, but you know, it's whatever, man. I'm excited. I'm excited
for you as well. Well, I think you probably have the record right now for the longest interview, because we're almost at the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, buddy.
And so that is all. My name is Commander. Thank you, Matrix, for coming on. And if you want to see more of Matrix, if I remember, I may not. It's late, so I may not. His link shall be in the description, and if not, he will remind me, because I know him. But Matrix, his link will be in the description. Yeah, I just said that. that is all. My name is Commander. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment down below. We will see you next week, and hopefully I can try and grab Sloppy. I don't know. He's sometimes hard to find. So, that is all. We will see you then.
Deuces.